Nobody does it better. Hold on, where is my super shoe? Where is my super shoe? Nobody does it better. Hey, what's the deal, y'all? Hold on. I want to get into it real brief. Why, you know, a little chick I was talking about that the old me was talking to. She had hit me with some long ass Instagram message. I post that shit on my story too, so you can go check it out if it's still up there. But she sent me a long ass message, right? Talking about this and that with the whoop, you ain't even show up, and I gave you my WhatsApp number, you ain't even. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, but that is the shit that was funny. The shit that was funny is, you know what I'm saying? It's been days, you know what I'm saying? After about 3 or 4 days after we stopped really talking like that, you know what I'm saying? I'm starting to assume that you over it. Because I've been over it, right? But the funny thing about it is, in the message while she inventing her emotions or whatever, she started trying to low-key, like, trying to low-key attack my character. She's like, yeah, this and that, and with the whoop, you ain't even show up for us, and something, and you claim to be this whole spiritual dude, act like you this whole spiritual dude, but when it comes to you ain't show up, you ain't shit. Pretty much, you ain't shit, and I said, oh, hell no. And it's so funny to me because this is just a prime example how, you know, when you're successful, all successful people eventually have to experience this type of shit and have to be willing to deal with criticism and, you know what I'm saying, negative. Because at the end of the day, who are these people? You know what I'm saying? We don't give a fuck about none of that. Turns out we don't care about none of that. Because if you need that fade, come to the back. You know what I'm saying? If it's a woman, I ain't even going to argue with you. I ain't going to talk. Because what, I can't beat you up. Shit, I can't beat it up. You know what I'm saying? It used to beat it up. I ain't beating it up now. Shit. What you talking about? But, it's just funny how, you know what I'm saying, when you start talking to people, and I see this with dudes, with women and men, you know what I'm saying? So I'm not just talking about women, I'm just using this prime example. I love using examples of the women that I be dealing with in my life, or have dealt with. But I see it with dudes, you know what I'm saying? The old homie, you know what I'm saying? A lot of dudes be doing gay shit, and they don't even know it. Like, bro, you don't even know you acting real gay right now, you know? It could be time, I be letting a nigga know, like, yo, you acting. But, you know, there's one old homie that, you know, the past life we had, past time we had. You know what I'm saying? He used to stay with me and my girl, and because my girl had her homegirl that she let her stay with us, and he was with her, and he was cool, so we, you know what I'm saying, he stayed with us too, so, knew from New York, and, you know, long story short, we all had fun, we used to turn up and shit, we would listen to music, eat donuts and shit, you know, whatever we did by that time, this was years ago, but, and his, I guess he had stopped talking to me for some years. I didn't know what the fuck he stopped talking to me for, but I wasn't putting, you know, I ain't tripping. I ain't like, oh, nigga, please come talk to me. I don't need no people. I assume whatever is going on through his life, going on life. But I'm assuming we still cool. Man, it turned out this nigga hit me up one day, you know, years later, randomly, right? I think it was an Instagram call, or was it a text? I think it was a video call. He's like, oh, let's talk. It turned out this nigga, when we started talking, this nigga started talking about, man, Wooty Whoop, what's up, man? Yeah, I remember when we was over there, bro. But you supposed to be my homie and shit, Wooty Whoop. And I heard, you know, the reason why I started talking to you, man, is because a girl told me, my girl told me at the time that when we was there, you told her that you wanted to fuck, or let you fuck or some shit, or you know what I'm saying, some shit like that. Or you wanted to fuck her, let her, you know, some shit like that, something to that extent. Can you let her have sex with you or something, some weird shit. And I said, look at this nigga. I said, bro, you really calling me about this shit? You know what I'm saying? That shit been years ago, nigga. Years. I'm talking years, nigga. This is years. Years, nigga. Years. This ain't no days, weeks, or months. It ain't even been 1 year. This is years. Do you hear yourself? You sound like a complete fruitcake. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's some gay shit. Like, dudes don't know they be doing gay shit all the time. You all in your emotions. You know what I'm saying? I already made a video in the past talking about how, you know, it's cool for us to have emotions and shit. You know what I'm saying? But don't be an emotional motherfucker. We have emotions. You can express emotions every now and then. But to be an emotional dude, no. That's not you. You're supposed to be a man, masculine, boom, grounded and shit. That's not groundedness. That's not present. That's not being a rock. You're reacting, being more reactive than these women nowadays. And you wonder why they be like, man, where's the real man at? The real men are reacting more than you. They emotional. They feelings. In my feelings, in my feelings. You got me in my feelings, in my feelings. I'm like, man, this shit was just, it was wild. So when he said that, he started coming up out of it. He started literally coming out of his body. And you whoop something. I said, bro, do you hear yourself, bro? Calmate. Calm down, bro. It's not that serious. And I said, first off, if I really wanted to fuck your chick, right, which she was hot, and she looked better than my chick at the time, I ain't gonna hold you shit. But what type of sense does it make me to tell her, hey, ask her, let me fuck you, or can I fuck you, you know what I'm saying? And you living with me, and I know you standing like, what type of shit is that? That don't even make no logical sense. And if that was the case, why the fuck you gonna hit me up years later on, you know what I'm saying? Stay gangster, be the same way you was being in years. Don't try to talk to me now and tell me why you stopped talking to me for years because some bitch said that you ain't even try to validate with me. Women say shit all the time. Yes, she was attractive. Yes, if she would have thrown it at me, I probably would have, you know what I'm saying, eventually hit that. You know what I'm saying, y'all? You know what I'm saying? But why y'all there and whoopty whooping? No, that shit don't even sound like me. You know what I'm saying? Ain't that serious? You know what I'm saying? I was in love with my girl at the time and shit. Everything was smooth. You know what I'm saying? Blah, blah, blah. The truth of the matter was your girl was a goer. And she would have thrown it at me with the crucials, and she used that as some kind of ploy or whatever to get into your head, and it worked. So, in that sense, whenever she told you that, once you start reacting more and acting like a whoop, she was in control and she was in the power in that relationship. We already knew that she had the power in that relationship because whatever she said or whatever you did, you know what I'm saying, you was just the one that had the money at the time because you was doing the trading, the Forex trading, and you was able to travel outside of New York and be, you know, like you was in California for a little bit, you know what I'm saying, for I guess, you know, a month or so at a time, you know, because you was able, you know, you was doing it, and that was nice. But it don't matter what you have and the things that you can do if you allow somebody else to control what you're doing, whether it's a man or a woman, you know what I'm saying? And that's kind of made you a lame, and then you made yourself to see me even more of a lame when you try to call me about some bullshit, something about some bitch shit. Like, that made you really, you know, it made you seem really weak. Your chick literally was a goer. She was a go-go girl, you know what I'm saying? Go-go dancer. She was a go-go dancer. She literally was a goer. You know what I'm saying? She wasn't like it wasn't no wifey material. You ain't married the bitch. And you wasn't with the bitch, you know what I'm saying? And I wasn't with my little chick at the time, you know what I'm saying, anymore. So, why you calling me about that shit, bro? Like, literally, when people come at you with, like, emotional shit like that, that's when you have to be more logical. Even, like, you know what I'm saying? This is how you deal with women. You know, I'm giving you some game right now. When women come at you with all them emotions and shit and whoop and saying you did this and you did that and why you say that whoop, instead of you reacting like most people do and most dudes do, start reacting and meeting them with the same emotion, what you do is you're supposed to get even more and more logical. You're supposed to get more and more present, more and more in your body. You know what I'm saying? You're supposed to bring them to where you at. You don't go to where they at. You bring them to where you at. Bring them back to reality. Hey, babe, listen. I know you're seeing all this stuff is going on. I know you think that I'm ain't shit. I know you think that I, didn't try to make no effort to try to get in contact with you, but come on now. Look. You know what I'm saying? Does that even make any logical sense? You think I wouldn't try to get in contact with you? If I was able to get in contact with you, I would have. You know what I'm saying? You don't know that I went to your house. And you know what I'm saying? I was sitting out there for about an hour, you know what I'm saying, waiting outside for you to come out, or, if you could, because I don't know which room you at. I know your father and them stay over there. I ain't going to disrespect your place. I ain't going to be out there yelling, acting crazy, but hey, I showed up. You know what I'm saying? You don't know I tried to spend an hour or 2 hours trying to get on WhatsApp and shit, and WhatsApp wasn't fucking working. You know what I'm saying? And WhatsApp was just, it's some weird thing where you can't even use a regular a voice number or a text now number to get a, a verification. You know all this shit I went through. So instead of making all them assumptions and throwing all that emotion at me, come at me with, with some presence and some respect. Because that's how I came at you. You understand me? I ain't never came at you disrespectfully and shit and make all these assumptions. I'm just I come to you to see, hey, what's going on? And when I come with you to see what's going on, you either going to let me know what it is or let me know what it ain't. And at that point, I'm going to go from there. But I'm not going to come at you with all these emotions and the different angles and shit and paint you as this character, because I know this shit isn't real. This shit is an illusion. We living in a matrix. And basically that means this can be whatever that you want it to be. However you choose to react and respond to it, it's going to respond and react to you. The world is a mirror. So right now you getting your whatever reflection that you need to be seeing at right now, because that's how you coming. And I see how you will explain to people how you see the world based off what comes out of your mouth. And you did that, you know what I'm saying? So the chick I was talking to, she did that. The homie from New York, he did that, you know what I'm saying? And when I basically told him, what it was, and like, whoop, he said ground down. I told him, you know what I'm saying? He was like, all right, cool, I guess. So you didn't say that? So you didn't say, hell no, I didn't say that. Am I saying I wasn't thinking about it, but hey, I'd fuck her if I had the chance? Yes. She's light skinned, she a pretty face. Yes, I'd fuck the shit out the bitch. But did I tell the bitch that? No. Did I try to push on her and, let me fuck you? I didn't. No, that just sound barbaric. Especially in the same house, my girl in the house, you was in the house. Yes, let me fuck you. Fuck these people. You know, that sounds like some movie type shit. You know what I'm saying, man? Now you gave me the idea. Now you bitch ass nigga. Maybe I should. You know. And it's funny because he seemed like he was over it. Shit. He was cool. We talked a little bit more. You know what I'm saying, on the gram. And he started seeing me when I was still leaving. When I was leaving California, because I was in San Diego when he first contacted me. I was leaving California, driving through these different states and shit. And I told you at the time I was staying in my car or whatever, moving around, whoop. And I was staying in my van, and I had some money on me, you know what I'm saying, with the whoop. But I'm just like, you know, you just moving, you know, you trying to calculate everything and shit, doing different things. And I was, you know, finishing the COVID shit. And at Miami, I remember he texted me one time talking about, man, you living like a dog in the street and this and that and whoopty whoop. Like, he texted some weird negative, some weird shit. I'm like, yo, what's going on, bro? You talking crazy? Like, whoa. He's like, no, you doing this, whoopty whoop, you living like this, bro. You should be doing this, you should be, you know, people always try to tell you what you should be doing, you know. But at that time, you know what I'm saying, at that time I still kind of gave him space in my heart. So I was like, oh, I was kind of open to him, you know what I'm saying? You got somebody close, what they say matters to you more than somebody who's not close. So I'm like, okay, well, you know what? Like, and I remember I was processing, releasing it in my car, you know, meditating. And, you know, and I had just let him go, and I had to cut him off period because I said, hey, you know, real friends ain't gonna talk to you like that. I'm like, he tried to say paint it as constructive criticism, but I realized it was really just hate and bitterness that's coming at him, because nobody gonna come at you, you know, that truly love you, gonna come at you talking to you crazy, trying to attack your self-esteem, attack your self-image. And I realized because he was still in pain, he was in hurt, and he probably still never really forgave that shit he said he forgave, you know what I'm saying? But that was, you know, that eats him up, you know what I'm saying? How you ain't gonna forgive somebody else about something a bitch told him 5 years ago, you know what I'm saying? You need to get our lives, you know? But I send love and peace, you know what I'm saying? For lack of knowledge, my people are perishing. And the point is, and the reason why I'm bringing these stories up is because people will always try to criticize you and hate on you and bring you down when they see you out here doing stuff, or you're moving and you're positive and you're happy. They always try to bring you down because usually they have some things inside of them that's not been healed or cleansed or processed. And so since they hadn't been processed, sometimes the universe will bring somebody like you or someone else that reflects that they're not on where they're supposed to be at, or you know what I'm saying, they haven't done what they're meant to do, and they'll look at you and try to put it on you and project on you, instead of just going inward and going and feeling the uncomfortable emotions and feelings, to process it, to relax and be like, okay, this is what it is, and then to feel better. They choose to push it on you and say, well, you're not right because you're doing this stuff and you're not doing it right, and you're a problem, and you know what I'm saying? It's like, yo, like, you know, if they look at the videos maybe 5 or 10 years later on, assuming that they've actually done some processing by then and actually, you know, bumped their heads enough and finally learned the lessons they're meant to learn to get to the next level, they're going to look at some of them old videos and some of them old comments that they did, like, oh, what the fuck? Like, you know what I'm saying? I even look at old comments and old posts and videos that I did from years ago, because Facebook and Instagram saves a lot of that shit, which sometimes I wish they didn't. And I look at some of the old shit from, like, you know what I'm saying, some years back, I'm like, damn, like, I really said that. Like, I would never say no shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Damn, I'm sorry, baby. Whoop de whoop. Or I'm sorry. You know what I'm saying? I'm saying that to myself and saying that to, you know, the universe. I'm like, yeah, you know, that's not even how I am. That's not even how I get in. That's why I say, like, I say the old me. People be like, what do you mean by the old me, the old you? You know what I'm saying? The old me, when I say that, is that I believe that there's several different states. You know what I'm saying? Like, Neville Goddard speaks on this too. But I believe that there's several different states of being that we can be. There's several different states of being. Several different states of consciousness that we're at. And I don't mean the same person that you were maybe 10 years ago when you were out there with your buddies and hit the club with the whoop. It's not the same being that you are now. You know what I'm saying? You see that similar shit now. Like, my sister would see some shit that she did in the past. She said, man, I used to do this with my homegirls and whoop. She's out. Never doing shit like that. I said, that's because you're not the same individual. You're not the same being. When you were that being, and you were being that state, being that person, that's who you were. But since you're not that person, you don't do that. You don't even think the same. You don't think the same. You don't feel the same, so you don't act the same. So we're literally different people. They say the skin literally reproduces itself and replenishes itself every, like what they say every 7 years. You literally, all your skin gets, you know what I'm saying, decomposed, and you literally have a new body. You know. That's why some people can look the same but look different at the same time. Like, whoa, this is you. Like, yeah, that's when I was younger. Like, whoa, crazy. So that's what I want to share with you guys. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, you know, they'll come at you with all different type of things and different type of ways of being, and you know what I'm saying, they're gonna try to criticize you, especially when you're on your way to success, or they see you as successful already and doing things that they wish they can do. When I first got to Miami, there's people telling me like, man, you should be out here doing this, you should be doing that, you should be on yachts, you should be woo. I'm like, bro, like you do some of that stuff when you first get here, but you're not gonna be doing that shit every day. It's not a vacation for me. You know what I'm saying? When you vacate, I live at. You know what I'm saying? When you vacate, I stay. You did get a Sersky. So I'm not really worrying about what your opinions are. You know what I'm saying? I love myself. I appreciate myself. I know what I'm doing. I know who I am. I know what I'm here to do. And I'm not going to allow nobody else to bring me down into no lower vibration because they're upset or because they want me to stay where they're at. I knew when I at a young age, when I was back in California, that I was always going to be growing and outgrowing my friends and outgrowing the women in my life. And I remember one homie who was also a nutritionist who told me that he was like, man, he really got me. He was one of the people that actually really got me at that point, and it felt really good to be seen. He said, like I knew. He said, bro, like. He said, since you're always growing and stuff, he said, you know, how are you going to be able to stay with any one woman, or how are you ever going to be able to stay with in a relationship and stay with any woman if you're always going to be growing and outgrowing them? And I said, man, that's a good question. I said, I don't know. I may not ever, you know what I'm saying? But maybe we were not ever meant to stay with one person for years and years and years and years to death do us part. Maybe that's just what we was programmed to believe. You understand me? So... You know, I kind of hit deep when he brought that up to my attention. But I knew I was always going to be growing. I was always going to be flowing, you know. And whenever you do try to stop and hold somebody into the same place or hold somebody into where you at or try to stay with someone when you know the universe or God or whatever your spirit is saying it's time to move on to the next level, it always causes issues. It always causes friction. It always seems like it's some resistance. You always wonder why, like, man, why it seems so difficult for me and this person just to, you know what I'm saying, stay together and stay happy. Because you guys are, your episode, you know what I'm saying, your chapter is done. You're meant to go somewhere else and she's meant to go somewhere else. He's meant to go somewhere else and you're meant to go somewhere else. You know what I'm saying? So whatever it is, allow it to be. And I'm in a really great state of allowing. I believe in allowing, living a life path where I'm allowing, letting my life be allowed, letting everything flow. I'm not trying to hold anything, hold nothing back. And, you know, I kind of see is that old chick from, you know, the old he was dealing with. I kind of see that's her way of kind of trying to bring me back into those lower emotions with her, like where she, you know what I'm saying. But hey, you weren't really for me in the first place. I knew you were finna go on your, you know what I'm saying, go on your way, and I was going my way. You know what I'm saying. I tried to, you know, at the time, I do some certain things to be like, hey, yo, I want this to be a little more serious. I know we said in the beginning, like, you know, no attachments, but I want it to be a little more, you know what I'm saying, a little more solid because I'm fucking with you. And when you started acting like, you know, hey, well, you know, I told you I was already leaving before I got here, and I only came in for a little bit, and you know, I'm going back to my country, and I'm traveling. I'm saying, oh, okay, that was it. That was it. That was all I needed. You know what I'm saying? When I put out an offer or put out basically what I need because I'm feeling some kind of way, I'm not putting it out saying, hey, you have to do this, and if you don't, you know what I'm saying, I'm going to hate you for it. No. Still got love for you, but I just can't deal with you because in order for me to feel comfortable, in order for a real solid man like me to feel comfortable, especially with women, I have to feel like I have some kind of control. I think everyone, in order to feel like they're secure or feel completely good in their relationships, they got to feel like they got to have some kind of sense of control, some kind of security with the relationship. You don't have to be like, you know, completely controlling of all people, but we're in this time where a lot of people feel like, oh, trying to be controlling is very insecure, this and that, or you're trying to control their friends. Man, I don't care about none of that. I know who I have to be, what I need to experience somebody and love somebody and to let things go to the fullest it can go. I need a certain sense of control. I need to be able to know where you at. I need to be able to feel comfortable when I see you, you know what I'm saying, with somebody, you know what I'm saying, by the pier, and, you know what I'm saying, knowing, okay, she said she's going to be over there, you know what I'm saying, she said that she's going to be doing this. Instead of going to be surprised, I shouldn't be surprised when I see you by the pier. I shouldn't be surprised when I see you sitting, you know, by the ocean with a dude, you know what I'm saying, I should know who the motherfucker is, you know what I'm saying, like, I should know, you know what I'm saying, you say you working, I should see you fucking taking pictures, I shouldn't see you sitting there chopping it up, smiling, and, you know what I'm saying, both giggling and shit, you know, so, but I realized, you know what I'm saying, that person wasn't for me, you know what I'm saying, that was just an expression, and I told the universe, it's funny, I told the universe weeks prior to that, seeing that situation, like, hey, you know, I know me and this girl, you know, talking sometimes, not talking sometimes, not talking, but she's lovely, you know what I'm saying? But I was like, I know if I seen her with somebody else out here, you know what I'm saying, then I would know for sure, like, hey, okay, I should let that go and only take it, you know, put that shit away, you know what I'm saying? Like, okay, she's really not for me, you know what I'm saying, maybe like a week later on, I ended up seeing that, I was like, okay, that's crazy. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's crazy. Like, we really be like, you know what I'm saying? Like, the universe really speaks to me. All praise to my Davy. Thank you, you know what I'm saying? My Shakti, look out for me. You understand me? Yeah, sir. So, yeah, like I said, hey, if you're a successful individual, successful being, and you being successful, know you're going to have a lot of people that's going to try to bring you down to their level. Old friends, old situations, people that want to see you small. Know that when you see that, you're doing good. You know what I'm saying? Instead of letting that stuff take energy away from you, let it give you energy. See it as some kind of, they charge me up when I see motherfuckers say shit like that. I'm like, you know what I'm saying? Dudes saying shit like me, you bitch ass nigga. With the whoop, you bitch ass nigga. You know what I'm saying? Like, when a chick says shit, I say, oh yeah, she's supposed to act like that. You know what I'm saying? Supposed to act like that. You know what I'm saying? I got love, supposed to act like that. Oh yeah, and to wrap it up too with that story from the dude from NY, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, I ended up cutting him off and stopped talking to him whatever with the whoop. But it's funny because it was this old little song from this Haitian artist I used to like, and he told me that he used to like manage him or some shit like that. And I haven't heard the song in a long time. And I saw a clip from like the clip of the song, but I couldn't find the song. And so like about like a year, maybe 2 years later or some shit, I'm kind of over that little shit with that dude. You know what I'm saying? I don't hold no grudges and shit. That's some bitch ass nigga. That's some females. And so I hit him up one time. I said, yo, what's good, bro? I said, I remember you said you mentored this dude. What's the name of this song again? What's the name of the artist? And because this is after I had blocked him, whatever, and stuff, and I unblocked him, let her go, whatever, do it. And I said, what's the name of this damn artist, right? And listen, this is the part that really cracked me up on the game. This the part that really cracked me up. That's how you know the niggas be on some, you know what I'm saying? You on some, bro, you need to, yeah. You on some, yeah, we don't, nah, yeah. Anyway, but I said, yeah, bro, what was the name of that artist? I know you say you mentored him or some shit, or you managed him or something. What's the name of that artist? You know what this dude gonna say? That nigga gonna say, didn't you block me? I said, oh, cuz. And right there I said to myself, you know what? You right, nigga. Block. Yeah, I said, I forgot why. It's like if I would have forgotten why I blocked the dude, because ain't that serious. Like I said, I'm a man. We're a man. We don't hold shit. We don't care what you're like. I mean, I forgot why you blocked her. You over it. It's cool. When that nigga said that, I said, oh hell no. That was the universe saying, nigga, this nigga's a bitch ass nigga. They reminding you why not to fuck with somebody. I said, oh, this nigga, he's a bitch ass. Pew. Block that shit's out. I said, oh hell no. Like dudes don't even know when they be doing or saying gay shit. Like that's some real gay shit. That's what I'm doing. I don't think gay is just you liking another man. I think gay shit is just shit like that. You acting like it, boy, you acting gay. Calling me over something a female said 5 years ago. You know what I'm saying? And you ain't telling me, you ain't talked to me all in 5 years because of that. You ain't never tried to come at me as a real one and be like, yo, this is what happened with Whoop. Is it true? You know what I'm saying? Or, you know what I'm saying? Or at least express how you feel about this shit. And if I did, I'd be a real one. Own it up. Yes. I did, bro. I succumbed to my lessons. I would say if that was the case. But for your bitch ass to hear something from a female say that you didn't know for longer than 4 months and to fuck up a solid connection, because I'm a solid individual, you know what I'm saying? I'm not like these other random people. You have a relationship with somebody like me, you got somebody solid, you know what I'm saying? That's one thing in my energy. I'm loyal to the soil, you know what I'm saying? Until I feel like you ain't been loyal to me, I'm not gonna, I got your back. And people know this. When we was at functions and some shit, motherfuckers try to throw a punch, and my homies right there, I'm coming in. We fighting them. We in a club one time. Oh, I got activated. Let me share this story real quick. We in a club one time, right? And I had me, my homies and shit. We up in the club, turned up. You already know how shit go. Wooty woo, blah, say blah. You understand me? It was Sevilla. You know what I'm saying? Sevillas and shit back in Long Beach, California. And it was always had hella Mexicans and shit, but this one I had hella super duper, a bunch of Mexicans. And I remember one time, I forgot that he was one of the big homies, whatever. He was sitting there. I ain't saying like that. He was not like my big homie, but he was like a big homie. Big dude. And he's sitting there dancing or some shit. He was talking with some girl, whatever. I remember like out of nowhere, like this Mexican dude it was all dark and close. This Mexican dude just smacked her right in the shit. I don't know what the nigga was on, because the Mexican nigga wasn't that big. The Mexican nigga just, hey, he obviously didn't have no motherfucking plan, because after he smacked him, he just and looked at the nigga. He looked at the homie, Courtney, smacked Courtney, and looked at him. And the homie was there, he was only dead when he stopped. Because he had to register, so he ate that shit. And he look, what the fuck? Like, he had to register, like, we better get in attack mode. So he did that, the whole club felt like it stopped. He smacked the homie, he grabbed that nigga, niggas about to start whacking that nigga. I saw a Mexican nigga right behind Cody for the do one of these haymakers. I seen that shit, bird's eye vision, you know me, I said, what? Nigga, boom! That nigga flew, back up off the homie. I'm organized, I'm like, back up off the homie, what the fuck is this? What the hell? Niggas was getting active, cuz. Niggas fighting up in the club. They take a while to turn the lights on. Tell me, niggas, what's the deal, cuz? Damn, nigga who was active. What do you mean? We ended up going outside, cuz, and I mean, my Mexican niggas took it outside and shit. We fighting outside when niggas. I'm fighting one nigga, he act like he wanna woo and shit, so we start fighting. The homie fighting one Mexican nigga, and he had his girl with him, she was like a cholo. And the Mexican girl, get off my man. She started trying to fight, scratch him and shit. He said, move, bitch, smack me. Move, bitch, smack the bitch. I said, oh, come on, man, it's a female. He said, bitch was in my way. I said, yeah, you right, bitch, you shouldn't have been playing men games. But, you know, that's how low I am, you know what I'm saying? But if you act like a bitch ass nigga, you know what I'm saying? You can't, you know, like I said, you can't help it. It's gonna come out of you. It's in you. It's not on you. You understand me? And bitch ass niggas come out. So, you know, we don't really fuck with bitch ass niggas. We love you because I love God in you, but I don't love you the ways, and I don't like the way you are. Hate the behavior. We don't hate the people. You dig? So, that being said, yeah, like I said, when you're doing your shit, when you're on your shit, you're gonna have haters. You're gonna have bitch ass niggas try to pull you down and bring you down and act like you ain't shit. You ain't that. You ain't this with the whoop. But just take that shit as energy. You know what I'm saying? All of it is making me better. It's making me greater, make my life smoother, and yeah, I can't be beat. You did, yeah, Cersei, and I'm gone. Peace, bro.